detecting a massive object emerging from hyperspace.
So here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to do the normal trailer breakdown that I would normally do. I'm just going to be giving you my thoughts instead of pointing out every little Easter egg and detail about what's going to happen. Maybe share some theories. I will do that, but I'm not going to break it down. Besides, if we break down every single Easter egg that's in this trailer, we're going to be here all day. Like the fact that the Ghost is in the shot with the Rebel fleet. Rey looks like she's holding a Cortosis blade when she's fighting Kylo Ren. There's a deactivated battle droid behind C-3PO. But I'm not going to do that. I really am not. I'm just going to give you guys my general thoughts on the trailer as it stands. So right off the bat, and I can tell this is a very intentional move by J.J. Abrams over Rian Johnson, is this feels more like a return to normalcy. Now, there's definitely a lot of stuff that we haven't seen, a giant fleet of Star Destroyers, at least not in the way that it's portrayed now, but it feels very Star Wars, I suppose is the right way to say it. And I feel like this movie is going to rely a lot on nostalgia, not necessarily the heavy-handed Episode 7, The Force Awakens type. If I had to guess, I would say it's going to fall more in line with the kind of Easter eggs and references that we saw in Solo and Rogue One, where it didn't necessarily affect the story, but there was a lot of those, oh, hey, I know what that is, kind of moments. So I don't think we're going to be getting any beat-for-beat thing going on like how Episode 7 is to Episode 4, or some people say Episode 8 is to Episode 5. There's certainly a lot of similarities. I do think we will be getting a wholly original story, though the giant fleets at the end might lead some people to believe that we're going to get a repeat of either Episode 3 with the Battle of Coruscant or Episode 6 with the Battle of Endor, but I believe that the circumstances that lead to that are going to be very different. The music in this trailer is absolutely gorgeous. It's a redo of the original Star Wars theme, and it really, honestly, I was wondering, that's a weird thought to have, maybe, but, you know, I was in band in high school, so I get the music. Like, whenever I see a movie and I love the score, I'm, like, always impressed by the musical choices of the composer. And so watching this trailer, I knew that there was going to be a music change halfway through, because that's kind of just how trailers go. They kind of build it up with some nice music, and then they hit you hard. And I was wondering what the music change was going to be. And when the Star Wars music started playing, that classic theme, everything fell into place. I love that we have not yet seen Palpatine face to face. We see the back of his robe, but it's really nice to just see, or not to see, but to just hear him. He's voicing over, which even more confirms in every single scope that he has an actual part to play. Now, something of interest to note is that he says bringing people together. Now, that could refer to the massive Rebel fleet, which is a huge uptick from the original small fleet of fighters that we saw in the second trailer. But I do have a theory that Rey and Kylo Ren are going to team up. And I don't mean team up as in like just the two of them fighting together like they did in Episode 8. I mean full-on First Order and Rebel/Resistance versus the remnants of the Empire and Palpatine's fleet. Now, that's just speculative, so don't chop my head off if you disagree. It was just a thought. It was a crazy one. I think it's worth mentioning that, up until this point, Snoke has been a red herring for Kylo Ren, and then now they reintroduce the Emperor, and I am interested to realize, to have that story realized and wondering exactly how that came about. It could be that everything was by Palpatine's design, as everything in Star Wars really is. It could be that his whole plan was have Ben kill his father in Episode 7 and then have him kill his master in Episode 8 so he truly feels alone, and then he just kind of comes in, scoops up the pieces, similar to like how he did with Anakin. Everything's up in the air. We really know nothing. And I think the fact that my mind is buzzing right now with theories, which they really weren't for something like Rogue One, Solo, even Episode 8, I didn't care that much. It's not that I was worried that the movie was going to be bad at that point. I just didn't care to theorize at that, for that movie. And I'm not at all like one of those people who oh, the movie didn't play out the way I think, therefore I'm disappointed. I just think that the fact that this trailer is generating as much buzz just with me, someone who really doesn't theorize or doesn't freak out about my fan theories, I think that's a good sign. So yeah, I'm really excited. We didn't see any of Dark Rey, which we did in the last trailer. None of that. In fact, this trailer seems to be wholly focusing on her light side, her goodness. which is an interesting note. They did also tease a dark side in episode 8, so I'm not really convinced that it's going to be anything serious. Palpatine could be bringing her up to, have him pit her against Kylo Ren again. I'm really not sure how a competition between Kylo Ren and Rey is going to go, given the last 2 movies have made it pretty cut and dry that Rey is stronger. Whether or not you agree with how she got stronger is irrelevant. The point remains, she is stronger. As dumb as that sounds, that's canon fact. Anyway, I'm super excited. As I'm sure all of you guys have guessed, I have already gotten my tickets for the first showing in my hometown, so you guys can expect a review up really quickly. I will make sure it's not spoiler inclusive, and I know this is like super early to be making plans like this, but I'm ready for this movie. I'm excited. I've watched the trailer so many times today. Compared to the other trailers, this one just knocks it out of the park. I know there's a lot of people worried, like, hey, why does the Rebel Alliance have such a huge fleet? I mean, they did go to a planet, they did get allies. This is after episode 8. I mean, realistically, the First Order is just as crippled as the Resistance. So I don't think the fact that either of them came back from the brink of near defeat really is that far outside the realm of possibility. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited as I am. Comment below anything you noticed, any Easter egg. Like I said, this video is not at all a full breakdown. It's just my thoughts on the trailer, my hopes, any small theories I have. It's just what I'm looking forward to and what I'm excited for. I'm excited for this movie. It looks really good. I'm going to say it. It looks like the end battle, which I'm assuming is the massive fleet attack, or the massive Imperial fleet versus the Rebels/Resistance fleet, is going to put the Battle of Coruscant and the Battle of Endor to shame. Anyway, like I said, just wanted to give my thoughts. That's it for me here. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again next time.
You don't know the power of 1980.